Hey there. So in this tutorial, I want to show you how we can create an online shop with the website builder of Wix. I promise you, if you stick around till the end of this video, you will know how to design your online shop so you get a cool online shop like this one. But before we start, really important, you will find the link to Wix down in the description. This is a partner link. I would be very thankful if you click on this one to sign up for Wix, because then I get a little commission. So I would be very grateful if you support my channel by using the link. Just click on it and then you will land on this page or on a page similar to this. And then you can click on create your store. And on the next screen, you will land on this page. Wix will ask you what kind of website are you creating. And luckily on the top is already the online store. So we can just select it. I will go with the example from this landing page. So we will create an online shop for bikes. And then you click next. Now it asks you for the name. So I would go like Julian's Bike Store. Of course, you can be way more creative there. Click next. And of course, you can always change this later. Also here, it will ask you what kind of functionalities you want on your store. The functionality of an online store is already built in. You can add a chat tool. You can add forms for your mailing list. You can make events. You can have a blog where you write about like new bicycle helmets or whatever. Yeah, but for now, I will just leave these empty because we can later on add this to our site if we need it. So on this screen, Wix gives you three options. They actually have three design editors. The Wix editor, which is the most famous one, where you can choose from a template and then start designing. Editor X is a little bit more tech savvy for developers and designers. And Wix ADI is actually very simple. So if you don't have that many skills online, you can try this one. But I think for the majority of you watching this, the normal editor would be the right choice. So you can simply start and click start now. And here I have now a whole bunch of templates where I can choose from. I can also search for it. So I could go like bike, and then it gives me some templates for biking or bicycle stores. So I think this one looks already really good. So I can view it here if I want. So I have a quick preview how the whole shop will look like. And no worries, you can edit pretty much everything here, every color and every image. So I will just choose this one and click on edit. And now Wix is loading the editor where I can start designing my online shop. So after a few seconds, I'm in the editor right now, and it shows you the main menu on the left. So you can add elements, you can add sections, you can add pages, of course, and you can change your whole design here and a lot of more stuff, which we will come to this now in this tutorial. But let's first start on the top. So you have the page overviews. These are the pages which are already in this template, and we can also edit them later. But here you can skip from page to page. So you can, from the home page, you can go to the shop page. And now you see the shop page with the collections of bicycles. And of course, here on the right, you're now seeing it on the desktop, but Wix gives you also like a mobile version because most of the traffic is already on mobile. And as you can see now, the whole page is optimized for mobile view. This is pretty cool. But first, you always go desktop first. You design it on the desktop, and then later you can edit it a little bit for the mobile view. Here on the right, you can undo or redo stuff you do. So for example, if I just select an item here, like the headline, and I delete it, I can just go back. So no worries, whenever you do something wrong, you can always go and undo this. And another helpful part, if I go back on the homepage, maybe really quick, and then you can zoom out. And here you have a broader view on the page. And here you already see the single sections of your website. They call it content blocks. In Wix, it's called sections. So you have sections of an image or a section with image and headline and buttons. So, and they stack on top of each other for this homepage. And in the end, you end up with a full page. And you can, here in this view, you can move the section, for example, down or wherever you want to have it. Or you can also, on the three dots, you can duplicate the sections or you can delete the sections if you want. This is pretty cool to see the full site and rearrange the sections. But let's go back in. Then we have on the right a little toolbar where we, for example, show some rulers. And if you want to have a ruler, for example, if you want to arrange everything to this headline here, then you can just click here. It gives you a line, and then you can align elements vertically and also horizontally on your page. But if you don't want to have it, you can go ahead and hide the rulers again. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You can, of course, preview the page. So how it will look like on your web browser for anyone watching this. And you can, of course, once the whole store is ready, you can go ahead and publish it, and then the website will be live. You can publish it right away because no worries, Google won't find it tomorrow. It normally takes a little while until Google catches up with your new site. When you publish it, you will get like a demo domain from Wix, which is like your store.wixsite.com. But if you want to have your own domain, you can upgrade and choose a package, the e-commerce package, and then you can have your own domain linked to the Wix site. So, and let's start changing our site. As said, the site is formatted in sections. So this is the first section with a background image. And to this section, I could add stuff. For example, I could go ahead and add like a headline. Here, for example, headline 2. And then I can go ahead and just edit something and put it in. And if you click on edit text, you can make it bigger. You can also make it smaller. You can change the color. You can change the arrangement of the text. And here on the heading, you can change the font, or even if you want to have like an H1, H2, H3. This is kind of important in web design. You have H1 till H6. And it's also important for search engine optimization. So everything in H1 should be the keyword of your site, so Google has a chance to find you. But this is a broader topic, and yeah, maybe you Google it a little bit, SEO, but that's why you have different headlines here. So now we can move it around. So this is the cool thing about Wix. It's what you see is what you get editor, because I see this here and I can move it as I want it. And in the end, I will also get this design then in the preview or whenever I publish it. So this is how you add like a text to your section, but we can also add a button here, for example, which is another item. So here you have some buttons from this template. I will choose this one now. And then you can go ahead and change the text on the button. So go to shop or something. And really important, every button should link to something. So we can go ahead and link it. And here, normally by default, you can link on something to your page. So on this page, I can link to the shop, for example. And then I can decide, will it open a new window or into the current window? But you can also have an external web address. So when you want to link to your Instagram, to your YouTube channel, for example, then you can paste the link here. And you can also have site anchors. This is the one when you click on a button and then the site starts scrolling to a certain section. Yeah, you can click on learn more. It's kind of complicated for the first time, but you will get the hang of it. And you can, of course, have, for example, if you have a button where someone should call you, you can add a phone number or you can add an email, etc., etc. But normally you always go with page, and then you can say, okay, I want this button to link to my shop page in the current window. And then people landing on this homepage, they can directly go to the shop and click on this button. This is pretty cool. You can also add elements like videos or images. Let's start with videos. If I go here, I can select the YouTube video and then it will be automatically added here. I move the button down. And as you see, these pink lines here which appear, they give you a hint where you can put it. I try to put it in the middle here, as you see. And now the video is here. And if I would have a cool bicycling video now, I can go change the video URL in this pop-up. And then it will automatically upload my YouTube video in this frame here. And you can put a video here. So this is pretty cool. You already know how to add headlines, texts, buttons to your page and even videos. You can also arrange it like this and put a paragraph text here. And if you want to add an image or change the image, for example, of the background here, you can click simply on the section and say change section background. And as you see, the section background is an image. You can also choose a normal color, like for example, white. So then you just have a white background. But let's stick with the image, and I can go ahead and click on here. And this is the cool part. Wix gives you a couple of stock photos for free. But it's also linked to unsplash.com, which is a stock photo site where you can go ahead and just enter bike or bicycling. And then it gives you a couple of images which you can choose from. For example, this one is pretty cool, or this one. Then you can go ahead and change the background. And now I already switched it to this background here, which is kind of nice. So now the only problem we have is that the headline here is kind of dark. So we would need to simply pull this down here, the header. So the header is now in white. You can just add this section as you wish. And then this is already in the header. So now it looks pretty cool. We have this awesome background photo. We have a headline here and we have a button. And for every good page, you normally want a paragraph also in there. Make the text white. So, and as you see, this already looks kind of like a cool bike store from the get-go here. So this is really nice. You can adapt this, you can make the font bigger, you can move it around. And this is how you can add text, images, videos, and buttons to your section. And if we now would want to add a new section, we can either go here and add a section, but which is more handy, you have always showing this button here, and then you can simply click on add section. And this is pretty smart now of Wix because it gives you a couple of recommendations here. For example, about when you want to add your team, you can add them there. When you have a promotion, you can add them there. So for example, a final sale on Black Friday for this bicycle, you can simply, let's say you would put the team here, you can simply drag and drop this to your page, and then Wix will go ahead and just insert your team here, and then you can start editing it. You can, I don't know, write your mission down, or you can give them, of course, the names they have, and you can change the image here. Just click on it and then upload your own files from your team members, and it will be automatically uploaded. This is pretty awesome. This is how you add sections and how you edit sections. And this would be now your home page, and you can do this. It will give you a lot of different sections here, even testimonials, and here for your store, you can choose like how you want to highlight your products, etc., etc. And the elements, as you saw earlier, is also pretty massive. You can have like social icons. You can add a blog if you want. You can add a booking part where people can book appointments into your bicycle store. So yeah, I can't go through all of them, which will stretch the tutorial till the end of the day. But you now know the basics, how you can add them. And as said, like the page is always built on top of each other. So you have these sections. And when you want to move this, for example, I wouldn't start directly with the team here. This could be very at the end of the page. I can just move the section down. And then maybe about us, you can create the founders here, and then our team, you can then have the rest of your team be displayed here. So this is pretty cool. And you already see that everything is kind of on brand. So when we zoom in, we see that this is a font which we saw in the logo on top, and everything is kind of the golden fonts here and buttons. They all do look the same, which come with a template. And when you're not happy with this, you can go on the site design, which is the global design of your site. You can choose which background the site should have. I would always go with white because it's the main website background for most sites. And here you can choose the color theme, and you see that the color theme is here, the colors of the buttons, of the headlines and everything. And you can change the colors here individually. So if you have your own brand colors, you can just go in and change the color. You can either use a hex code or RGB colors. If you don't know what that is, quickly Google it. So every color has an individual hex code in web design, so you can always match the color 100%. Yeah, and if you have your own font, you can also go on text and then you can edit the font. For example, this is the font of the H1, H2, H3, and you can also change the colors of these headlines. The advantage here is that when you create a new site, you don't always have to go in, click on each single headline and change the color and the font size. That's why it gives you a template with different headings and styles, which you can choose from. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would be happy with this. I wouldn't jump around too much. I would rather focus my time on selling stuff instead of like changing the design too often. But if you have your brand colors, it might be important to go in here really quick and then just change it. This is a little bit about design. Now here, I don't want to go too deep into this. You have your App Store on Wix. so you can add multiple functionalities to your site. For example, here on top, we already added the Wix stores because Wix is a website builder, but it also has the functionality of stores. And this is already installed, as you see, but it also gives you different apps you can choose from. For example, Wix Booking, which is good for coaches and doctors to schedule their appointments. You can have Wix Events. So if you're like a concert venue, you can manage your events through this. You can have a blog if you're a blogger. This is pretty cool. It's all built from Wix, so you can simply just choose from it, which is kind of neat that you have it. And they also have like third-party providers, so you can have different third parties, apps which you can use on your website to extend the functionality of your website. Here's a My Business section, which is important if you have an online store. We will run through this later on. I will show you how you can add products, shipping regions, and payment methods. And here you can manage your products and your deliveries and your orders and so on. But let's jump into this later. For now, we now know how to design one page, the home page. But of course, a website has more than one page. So that's why we want to go through and add some more pages. As said at the beginning, in this dropdown, you see your pages here. But this is just for navigation purposes. So if we click on here, you have menu and pages. For example, if I click here, I would then land on the shop page. And here on the shop page, I see my bicycles. And I could go in and have like some SEO basics for this page. So this is how your shop will be found on Google. So now it just says shop and Julian's buy store. So I, of course, want to add some more text to it. If I, for example, have on this page bikes for women, I would write down, this is Julian's bicycle store in New York. And here are our new models for women bicycles. And you can add a description, and this will then be added to your page as you see here. And this will then how it will look like on Google. I would recommend you do that for every major page which should be found on Google, that you give some information for the search engine. And you can also go on social share. So if someone shares this particular page, then it will be shown with this image and with this headline and with this description. That's really important because you don't want anyone to share this page on WhatsApp and here's a kind of a random image in there. So please, before creating the site, always go in and fill in the meta information of this page here so that Google knows what this page is about, and that also someone who sees this page or gets the link from this page sees what the page is about. This is really quickly how you can do it. In the end, this page is exactly the same like the home page. You have a headline, you have the collection items here, and you can add sections if you like. So if I want to now have a new page, for example, with bicycles for men, I can click on add a page. And then Wix does a pretty cool job of giving me some templates here. So you have the templates of, for example, if you have a project page, you can go in, and if you're an architect, you can show your projects here. You can have some contact information, so a contact site. And of course, for our store, we also have some templates and can add like a new shop page here. And for this tutorial, I will just go with it and click on add page. And now it will add the page to my store. So now I can go in and say bicycles for men and just click done. And now I have a third item here on the menu. I will now show you how you can arrange this in subcategories. So for example, this is now my bicycle page for men. I could of course go in and give it a headline here. I can just pull it down, add an element, text, add a headline, and go like, just put it in. And then the other page I could call bicycles for women. Whatever is there for you in your store, you can choose from and how you want to name it. But now we have this here, and we also have this for men here, and we kind of want to arrange this. So I go on side menu and I can rearrange the items here. So for example, here now I have bicycles for women and bicycles for men. And these are single pages, but of course I don't want to have this here. I want to have this under shop, right? So I go in and say, I create a folder which doesn't have any functionality. So it's not an an own page, but it's just a menu item. So this is a folder shop, and now I want these as subcategories of shop. So I can go in and just drag and drop it a little bit to the right and a little bit to the right. And now both of them, bicycles for women, men, are in there. And then if I go on preview and have a preview of my site, then I go on shop and I see here's bicycles for women, bicycles for men. And then you can go and fill in like a third page for kids or accessoires or bicycle helmets or whatever. But this is how you create a menu and how you create subcategories for this. So when we go back, you can also just directly click on the menu and say manage menu, and then this will pop up again. And here, for example, if I don't want to have the FAQ page on my top menu, maybe you want to put it in the footer later, then I can just say I want to hide this, and the members page shouldn't be there either. So I can also hide this, and then this menu gets a little bit more in focus, because then you have your home page, your shop page, your blog page, and your contact page, and this will look more like a general shop. Yeah, play around a little bit with this. It's not too complicated. This is how you rearrange your menu. And yeah, you would now go in and create text in here, images in here. And of course, if we have our section here with the bicycles, we can pull this a little bit bigger. And then you have your bicycles here. And now it's an important part, because you don't want to show all products here. You can choose a collection. Products will have collections. We didn't do this yet because we weren't in the back end managing our products. But when you have collections, you can then say, I just want a collection for male bikes or female bikes, and then only these items will be displayed. Or for example, if you just have newcomers and you want to have a section where only the newcoming bikes are shown, then you can have a collection with only this. This is pretty much everything you need to know in the front end, how you design this. You have more elements, for example, like this social media bar, but this is pretty self-explanatory. You can just go in and add your Facebook link, your Twitter link, your YouTube link, etc. And of course, if you have a newsletter, people can sign up for this. You can create this form, you can add the settings, and you can add new fields, which is pretty easy. For example, if you want to ask for the name and for the last name, then you can just add the fields, and inside this form section here, you can then rearrange the input fields and so on. So simply go ahead and play a little bit around with this, and you will get the hang of it pretty soon. So for now, as said, we're now done with the front end. You will create all your pages you want as you wish in your own design. But now we want to manage our products. Therefore, we can go here on Manage Products, and then this will pop up. This is when you quickly from the front end want to jump in the back end, in the dashboard from Wix, and then you want to edit your products here. So since we are done and we don't want to do a quick change, we can also just close this, click on Site, and then exit the editor. And you don't have to worry because it's already saved. Wix auto saves the site for you every 10 seconds or so. So we can click exit the editor. And now we are in the back end of your site. Here's where you can manage your inventory, where you can manage your marketing and your SEO. For example, Wix allows you also to send emails out, newsletters, which is pretty cool. You can manage your finance. You have a dashboard of the traffic you see, and so on. So this is mainly the part where you will work with your site, which is the backend. And yeah, your customer relationship management is also here because you have your messaging here. So everyone who texts you on the site or in the chatbot will be here on this messaging, and you can directly inside Wix answer the people and follow up with them when they ordered something from your store, which is pretty cool. So, but again, this would be a little bit too much for this tutorial. So first, let's focus on how we can add a product. So just click on add a product here, and then you see the products, the dummy products are already in there. You can simply go here and delete them if you want. You can duplicate them or change them, but I want to go ahead and just create a new product from scratch. And which is pretty cool. You can have a digital product or a physical product. So for example, an ebook or an album, or physical as we now do, like sell bicycles. So first I want to add a product image. I can just drag and drop the image here from my desktop, and it will upload the image from my product. which is a nice old bicycle. And then you can add more product pictures, so close-ups from, I don't know, the gearing system, the tires, and so on. And I can give the product a name. This is a Peugeot bike, so a French bike. This will be also the title, which will be shown in the store. And most importantly, you can give it a description. Here I would be very precise, especially for like technical products like bicycles. You can use like bullet points or numbers to make it more easy for the person on your store to read. So I would really take a little bit of time and create a good description for your product, which will also later on help Google to find the product and show it to a new customer on the search results. So this is pretty nice and very basic and straightforward. You can of course give it a price. For example, I don't know, 1,200 euros. Sorry, I'm in Europe. That's why it's in euro. But when you are in America, it will show dollar here. You can say it's on sale. So you can have a discount, a percentage discount, let's say 10%, and it will automatically do that for you. Or you can say it should be discount in dollars or in euros. You can say I want this be on sale for 100 euros less. Yeah, you can even have Wix calculate the profit margin for you. So if this bike cost me like 600, I make 500 in profit when I give the discount, and this would be 45% margin. You can add a custom text. I don't know if you do that on bikes, if you carve in your name or something, but for example, t-shirts or cups or so, it would be good if you have like a print on demand shop. People will have the possibility to enter a custom text, which will later on go on to the product. And of course, you have different variations of the product. So for example, t-shirts in small, medium, large, you can add these options here to your product. And you can track also the inventory. You can say, okay, I want to track this. You have 10 bikes. You can add an SKU number, and you can also have a shipping weight, which is nice when you have different delivery options. So everything over 20 kilograms would be 50 euros to send over, and every under 20 kilograms would be like 20 euros to send over or so. And the system will automatically calculate the shipping weight and the shipping cost determined on the shipping weight. Yeah, you can also add pre-orders, which is pretty cool. And you can have subscription products. Amazon does this a lot with utility products. For example, like coffee, you can have a store with subscription on coffee. So every week or every month, you get a new package full of coffee. That's pretty cool. And you have endless possibilities here. But for now, let's say this is the first bike. So we click on save. And now the product is already added to our store. So next, of course, we want people to pay for our product. So we can set up a payment system here. And then here now you can simply go in and say, okay, I can choose Visa, Master, American Express, Klarna, Apple Pay, and so on. Therefore, you can click connect. And this is pretty easy. You can do it by yourself. It's not more complicated than setting up a bank account or a PayPal account. But you would need now to connect first this one and then PayPal, of course. And you can also accept manual payments. So when someone is in store, they can accept cash. And yeah, you can simply connect, and then you will be able to accept payments. Really important here, you can only accept payments if you upgrade to an e-commerce plan. Maybe at this point I will show you this. Wix, of course, comes with a price. There are developers working on this every day, so they need to pay them. And here you have different options. On the left, you have the website plans, which is not important for you at this point because you don't have a website, you have an e-commerce store. And here you have different options. I would first go with the basic option because in the end, it's just a matter of storage space on your server. And when you start fresh, probably 20 gigabytes is enough. And later on, probably you need a little bit more of these options and you have even more features here. So you can go through, but you can always upgrade later. So I just run with this one first. But when you selected it, you will automatically get a free domain with this. Here, one free domain for 1 year. And you can start accepting Visa payments, PayPal payments on your store, which is pretty cool. So if you want to do this now, go ahead and do this, connect your accounts, then upgrade. And once you've done that, of course, we would need to show the shipping and delivery costs. So we can go ahead and click here on get US shipping. Since I'm in Germany, it shows Germany here, but you can add regions. So when you're in America, it will be already America, I guess. So I could go in and say United States. So, and 54 states are in there. And I can say, okay, it's a free shipping, or I have a flat rate on shipping. I can rate by weight, which is probably a good option for a bicycling store. Or you can go, if you have a fashion store, you can go by price. So you can say everything over $80 would cost this amount of money to ship. So I would go by weight, and then you can say, okay, for the shipping, it takes 3 to 5 days, and everything up to 10 kilos is 20 euros, and everything above 10 kilos is, I don't know, 30 euros. As you see, Wix gives you a lot of variety to choose from, which is pretty cool. So you can customize your store and really have it as you wish. So I go ahead and don't do this for now. So I just go back to home, and in the next section, you can then connect your domain. Either you have a domain, or you can choose a new domain. For example, I don't know, Julian's Bike Shop. And then I would go on Let's Go, and it will give me like a .com or a .eu domain or something. And I can choose from this and then have this free for 1 year via Wix, and it will automatically connect to my site. You can publish this site, but before we do that, I want to show you one thing, and which is kind of important, the collection part. This is kind of the last bit of it. So you can see how you can then search certain collections on your store. So therefore I go to store products, and then I go on collections. So I will go ahead and just call it bicycles for men. And then you can also have a collection image if you want, but most importantly, you can add a product here. So for example, my new Peugeot bike, I go in and add this to this page here, and I could add more and more products here if I would have created them. Then I click on save, and I can then go ahead and click on home, and here on top you can say I want to edit my site again. So then Wix will upload the editor for you again. And now on my shop page for the bicycles for men, I will just jump to it really quick in the navigation here. It will show all bikes now because I selected all selections, but now I can go on choose collection and just run with the bicycles for men collection. And then it will only show this bike. And of course, if I would have added more bikes, it will show them here under this collection. So I think you understand what I mean. And now you can go ahead and create for every shop collection you have. You can create your own page, as we had here on this part. You can just create pages, and then you can rearrange them under side menu under shop. So you can have bikes for kids, bikes for women, bikes for men, bikes, accessoires, etc., and then just display them here. So yeah, this is pretty much how you do the shop part. And on desktop, and now before I forget it, because in old tutorials I sometimes forget this, you can switch to mobile, and then you need to make sure that it also looks good on mobile, which kind of does here. It could use a little bit more white space here, so I can go ahead and just drag this a little bit. And here you can also drag and drop these items and rearrange them. But for now, I'm quite happy with this, so maybe I arrange this here a little bit. And yeah, if I now would check this on mobile, this looks pretty good, I think, and people can also purchase this from mobile. So if I go ahead and click on preview, then I see how it will look. I can click on this, and then it brings me to the product page. This still looks not too good, so I will go back here, and then I can click on the product pages. So that's the product page. I don't really like this part here, so I would go ahead and just deleted it. Settings. If I go on settings, and then I can say here display share social icons, I can just remove it, then they disappear. So this is the product page, and here it's kind of important because you don't, if you have, for example, like 1,000 different bicycles, you don't want to create an own product page for every bicycle, right? Especially if you have new products every week or so, you don't want to go in and create always a new page, right? So that's why the product page is kind of a template, and it will pull the metadata information from your backend and display it. But here under settings, you can go ahead And you can, under settings here, you can say what will be shown, the product price, the quantity, the navigation icons, and so on. And you can add more stuff to it. You can add text, for example, here, and create different texts on the buttons. So buy now or check out now. So you can play around with this, but here's how you change the look and feel of the product pages, which is important. So just go through the checkout and then you design each page. It will also give you a cart page, and see if you're happy with this cart page. Here the cart is now empty, but maybe you can add like a section where you have some cross sells, some upsells for your bike shop. And of course there's the thank you page. And maybe on the thank you page, you can, here it's a summary of the order, but now here would be a good place where you can enter a video, or you can show some other products people might want to buy, or refer to your YouTube channel people should follow, etc. So really take the time, go through the whole funnel, starting from the home page, from your About Us page, from your shop pages, from your product pages, checkout pages, or cart pages, and then even up to the thank you page. You can just go through here. You see these are the site pages, and here you have the store pages, and you should go ahead and really design all the pages as you want. And then you can go ahead and publish, get your own domain, upgrade, and then you can start selling products on your Wix store. Yeah, I hope you liked the tutorial. This helped you. As said, you will find the link down in the description of this video. I would be very grateful if you would use this one to sign up for Wix. You can also recommend this video to a friend, and he can also use the link. So I'm really happy if I could help you now to build the shop, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.